Myron from Fresh and Fit just got checked by a Christian on campus. We're about to get into it. Welcome back, Undignified Talkers. And today... Hold up. Do you guys like that? Undignified Talkers. Yeah, I like that. Drop down some good names we can call the community in the comments. I just wanted to get something going, but, somebody might have a fire name. So go ahead and drop them in the comments. But if you guys can't tell, I'm a little uppity, giggly, and it's because I have a very funny video for you guys today. I know normally I post the kind of serious stuff, but my friend sent me this video, and I wanted to share it with you all. But Fresh and Fit, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but recently they were demonetized on YouTube, and now Myron from Fresh and Fit, he's pulling a Charlie Kirk. He's on campus, he has a microphone, he's debating students. And in the specific video that I'm gonna show you guys, the topic is women deserving less. That's the topic, women deserving less. He had a giant sign in front of his booth and it said women deserving less. So yeah, bro was just completely disrespectful. My friend sent me this, I wanted to share it with you guys because there's a part in the video, literally the clip I'm just going to show you guys is a 7-minute clip, not a long video. So please watch till the end. Please watch. I promise you guys are going to love this video. But there's a part where a Christian guy comes up to the microphone and he starts to challenge everything that Myron has stood for, every subject, everything that this man has talked about for years on his podcast. It finally gets challenged and I just want to get into it. So let's get to the video. There's only so much I can do talking, but let's get into the video and we can talk about it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, do you remember me at all?
No.
Okay. So can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men? In a short version, what do you think they should do to be successful with women?
To be successful with women,
Yeah.
Okay, are we talking about like getting a girl for a long-term relationship, just to get laid? What are we talking about?
Well, I think the only reason should be for a long-term relationship and marriage. I mean, as Jesus Christ founded it, but I'm just curious what your prescription is.
Well, I've talked about this. I think guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say $100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings.
He just said 100K. If it was 100K a year, I shouldn't be married. I'm going on 3 years. I definitely did not have 100K saved up. Young men right now, young single men, if you do not have 100K in your account, you cannot get married. If you do not have 6 figures right now, you cannot get married. Okay, I won't lie. I do agree with the 6 months of living expenses. I mean, I always advise people to save up. That's what I did before I got married. I saved up, and we did decent. The first year of marriage I wouldn't say is never good, but statistically, it's not always the best for people. But yeah, 6 figures.
Be in good shape. Have at least 50 partners, right?
What did you say? What did you say?
50? 50! 5. Bro said have 50 partners. 50 people, and hold on. I believe if he goes a little bit more, he says 50 people that you have to have sex with. So not just 50 boyfriends or girlfriends, 50 sexual partners. Hold up.
Sexual body count.
Yeah. Sexual body count. Bro said 50 bodies. And I want you guys to see the crowd on everybody. Like, just look at how they're all looking.
All right, and then is that the last one?
And then there's one more, but that's fine. You could go ahead and
50?
engage with what
Look at
I've
the
said so
girl.
far.
50?
So the reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
I want to say this. He said it significantly damaged his life. Now, personally, I think that if anyone's going down this lifestyle, anyone's trying to get 50 bodies before getting married, call me crazy, But I believe that you're doing more damage to your mental and spiritual and physical than you could ever imagine. Like, this is gonna get crazy, but just look at porn stars and OnlyFans people right now. I have seen so many people off themselves that are coming from that industry, and I've heard so many testimonies of people talking about how it made them feel empty. I think there was that lady that had 100 bodies this last year. She was an OnlyFans model, and she had 100 bodies. Then after she hit 100 bodies, I believe she said something about like she felt empty and dead inside, and like she felt like a bag. Like, you're doing more damage to yourself trying to get that many bodies than you will feel good at the end. I don't know. Just let's keep going.
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did, and it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
It wasn't until he turned around and listened to Jesus Christ. He didn't listen to all the podcasters. He didn't listen to TikTok and all the influencers. He listened to Jesus Christ.
Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt...
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable. And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat him? So I think...
So a question for you. You said you got out there dating and meeting women and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then you said that it kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
How did it hurt you specifically? Did you like just start... What happened specifically?
Well, I started warring against my own flesh. It's like trying to fill an empty void. Mm-hmm. There's a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man that can only be filled by God alone. Anything else you try to fill with that's not going to satisfy it. Sure. And I tried to do it with sex.
Yeah. So would it be fair? How'd you meet your wife?
We actually had the #1 dating podcast in North and South Carolina called Who Hurt You Podcast. Okay. And I'm also friends with Fresh. I know him very well. I texted him before I came here. Yeah. And I know pretty much everyone on your crew. But I was a heavy follower, and you actually inspired me to start the podcast, and I realized what I was doing was wrong.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say that when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
It looks like my advice worked. You're happily married. You have kids. Dude was telling them how if only I wouldn't have listened to you, if only I wouldn't have did what you suggested, I probably could have avoided so much trauma, so much heartache, so much pain. But no, I listened to you and I had to endure all that. You guys are going to see here, bro's going to start gaslighting him like crazy. Bro starts gaslighting him. You got to take responsibility. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. But bro was literally trying to tell him, like, dude, I'm taking responsibility for what I did. I did what you told me to do, and it was stupid. Now I need you to take responsibility. Why is this so hard for people to take responsibility when they're leading people astray? You suggested something, it was wrong, it backfired, and now I'm throwing it at you, and you're mad. Oh my. All right, let's keep going.
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they speak or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife. Because the thing is, right?
Well, I don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like. And that only comes a lot of times with experience. Now, look, if a guy can go ahead and, find a woman as a virgin and be attractive and be able to understand how to navigate that, that's great in modern times. But the reality is a lot of guys don't. And I mean, even in your...
Bro, that's because a lot of men don't go to church. A lot of men don't go to church, so like the people that are surrounding them, they're not like-minded in Christ. Like, you know, they're not God-minded. They're around women that don't want to be moms. They don't want to be tied down and married. They just want to sleep around and they just want to have boyfriends and they don't want to have no commitment so that they can just get out of it and leave whenever they want. That's the community that a lot of men live in. Statistically, a lot of men do not go to church. More women go to church than men do. That's statistics, that's numbers, that's facts. So a lot of men don't find good virgin women that want to be mothers, that want to be wives, because they're not in a community that inhabits that. They're in a community full of baby mamas, in a community full of girlfriends and polygamy and 2 wives and Bro just sounds like a clown, dude. Like his whole every time he responds, like I don't know if y'all are paying attention to me, but like my face, like every time this dude speaks, it irritates me because he's not saying anything with substance.
Success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good. They're good.
Yeah, failures, excuse me, failures in the sense of socioeconomic or maybe even relationship failures could be good, but there's a difference with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're warned against our soul. Jesus Christ commands us to marry one woman. That's it.
Sure.
And what you were causing me to do was sin against myself, and that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's immoral.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
to
take personal responsibility, bro, because here's the reality.
No, I do, 100%.
Yeah, so
very publicly. I had in front of over
that's why
40,000 people. I've done that.
Yeah, great. But the point I'm trying to make is I teach guys a skill set, right? If I give you a gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, is that my fault? If I taught you how to properly use it, how to disarm it, disassemble it, you know, how to load the magazine in properly, all that. If I give you the skill set, then you shoot yourself in the foot. There's got to be a better, right? Is that really my fault? No.
There's got to be a better metaphor because, like, you didn't give bro a gun. You pretty much gave bro, you gave bro a book of names and said, hey, I want you to sleep with 50 of these, pretty much. You gave bro a whole bunch of nothing just to make him feel good, and at the end of it, he came back and he was broken and damaged. You didn't give bro a gun, and if you did give bro a gun, you gave him a gun with a loaded clip, and you told him to go shoot 50 people. If you want to use that metaphor, I don't know, bro.
Arm you with the skill set, then you choose what you want to do with it. Now, obviously,
you wanted to go on
toward a sex escapade, which is, I guess, fine. But the reality is, I armed you with the tools to become an attractive guy, and you utilize that. You can't come back and get mad.
No,
and
you
say,
didn't arm me with that. I became attractive when I followed Jesus. That was it.
Oh, okay. Now it's changing the story.
No, I'm not changing any story. It's one thing to be attractive in the sense of gaining sexual partners, but it's a completely different thing to be attractive to someone that wants to marry you and spend their life with you and have kids with you. Those are two completely different sexual attractions. If I walk in here looking like Thor, I'm 6'2" and shredded, obviously I'm going to be attractive to women, but it doesn't mean that that's a relationship that produces value for me and my family.
And again, everyone is different, right? For you, it took some time, and you found God, and you shifted. But the reality is, I gave you the skill set, and then you choose what you want to do. That's up to you, and you made that decision, not me. I just taught you what to do.
Exactly.
How to do it.
It's on me 100%. I'm not placing blame on you. But what I'm telling you, from someone that listens to you, I'm trying to understand what happens when you speak to people and tell them to do these things.
Here's the other thing.
You found your way, you made it to the finish line, you're happy and everything, but I gave you the tool set to get there. I told you to go sleep with 50 women, and after you slept with your 50 women, you found your one, and that's because of me. I don't get it.
Thing too. Like, now you're operating with 20/20 hindsight. You went through it. You experienced
Correct.
it. You
That's
know.
true.
A lot of guys need to get their hand burned sometimes to figure out how things work. Because let's be honest, men are very stubborn.
Why do they need to do that? If they find a God-fearing woman, they wouldn't do half the stuff you're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. Finding a God-fearing woman in today's day and age is a lot harder said than done, right? So
I did it.
Yeah, it's a lot harder
and so
said
did
than
everyone
done.
in my whole family. So it's not that hard.
Yeah, that's anecdotal from your perspective.
It's not hard when you get in the house of God. When you get in the house of God, you find the godly woman. You get in the house of God, you find the godly man. Where you position yourself is where you will find your home. I'm trying not to get mad because he's not saved. Myron's not saved. He's not. So I can't be upset because he doesn't have the same belief system as me. He doesn't have the same convictions as me. So I'm not upset. But like, it pisses me off because like, the devil's using people like this, and we entertain it. Like I said, I used to watch Fresh and Fit back when I was in the world, and so I've seen all the stuff that he said about women, and like I watched it as entertainment. I watched it for fun. I didn't ever think of the theology was good or nothing. I watched it because it was funny. Okay, let's just finish this out. We're almost done.
But again, you learned the skill set. You were able to find a wife, and I'm happy about that. But you got to take a little bit of accountability here and understand that you basically got a loaded gun and shot yourself in the foot. And you're trying
Correct.
to blame me for it.
No, I'm not blaming you. Like I said, I take accountability.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Okay.
But look, nothing
Here we go
against
with the
you.
gun.
Like I said, I've hung out with Fresh
Analogy
8 or
again.
9 times recently. I love them, and I think your heart is in the right place. But I just wanted to give you from someone that actually listened to what you were saying to do, read your book, and it didn't work. That's all I was trying to do for you.
Well, actually, it did. You didn't notice it yet.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to identify your wife and have been able to find her and figure out what characteristics you like and don't like, right, unless you went through that.
My wisdom came from the Bible, not you. But I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, and that's how you end it. My wisdom came from the Bible, not you, not man. Dude, I love when people get confronted like this. Like, I don't think Myron has ever got challenged the way he did in this video. Like, in all the years that I've seen Fresh and Fit, I don't think Myron has ever got challenged the way that he did. But I love it, man. This kind of stuff, it makes me feel good seeing people like this get challenged. So this was definitely a treat to share and to see with you all. So I don't know, what do you guys want to see next? Drop some suggestions in the comments below. Please leave a like and a comment. Share this to somebody that needs that fire in them to just speak up when opportunities come. Because like, we need more people like this, that they see the opportunity and they're gonna take it, and they're gonna continue to push Jesus and Christian and biblical faith, belief, and truth to them. So until next time, you guys, this was Undignified Talk. I'm out.